Hello, Sunray?
Yes.
Hey, I'm just calling to let you know that, we live in the modern age.
Well, yeah, I mean, smartphones and dumb people. You gotta love it.
Oh, you gotta love it. Hold on. I got another call. I'm gonna make this a conference call. Grizzly?
Well, hey, Wild, what's up?
Sunray, say hi to Grizzly.
Hey, Grizzly.
Hey, guys, check this out. I'm gonna make it a video call, so we can do that.
Oh, I can see.
What?
Look at my nipples.
Oh, hold on. While we're doing that, I'm also gonna watch TV.
Oh, and porn. God, I love living in the modern age. Mini boss.
Nerd is the new sexy.
All right, everyone, welcome. This is Nerd is the New Sexy. I am Wildfire1, and with me is...
Sunray, obviously. I'm on the call.
With us also is...
Grizzly McBee.
This is Season 4, Episode 65, another mini-boss episode. So, we got a little bit of news, but before we do that, I'll go ahead and announce what the topic is for today. What is the topic, Sunray?
All the cool nerd stuff we saw in sci-fi films that actually became real technology.
And we'll get into that, but we got a few things we want to talk about. There's a few interesting news topics we got to hit.
Yes.
First and foremost, we're going to start with, you guys know we had a hiatus. One of the things we talked about, we're going to have our own little D&D game, and it's going to come out episodic, so you guys can listen. It's going to be a lot of us nerds, a lot of our friends together, and Sunray and I started talking about it again yesterday, and he did make a point.
Well, we've been talking about doing this for a while and stuff like that, and remember when Harmon's Quest had come out, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's a cool way of doing it. And then all of a sudden, Team 4-Star comes out and goes, oh yeah, we're going to be doing At the Table. And it's like, you motherfuckers. Well, here's the difference of the way we're going to do it, though. Yeah, we're not going to be dressed up. We're not going to be half LARPing it, which I think what Team 4-Star's idea is going to be and stuff like that. It really is. It's going to be us playing the games and having a good time and stuff like that. We'll have some lighthearted modules that we're going to be making up and stuff like that. So you won't see us do anything that's already established. Like, don't expect to see like Jade Empire from Pathfinder or Icewind Dale or from D&D or anything like that. This is going to be Neverwinter and stuff like that.
Original.
Yeah, and we'll do short quips and stuff like that, and quests and stuff like that with each other, and yeah, it'll be a good time.
And that's the idea. And what I wanted to get out of the way was, we're not ripping anyone off. This is an idea that we've had for years. Because I'm sure there's going to be those people out there that be like, they're copying Team 4-Star, or they're copying Dan Harmon. This is something I wanted to do for years. And that's the thing. Sunray told me, he says, you know what, they're doing it. Maybe we shouldn't. He said, maybe we shouldn't do it. And I said, I don't give a fuck what we should. We're doing it. I've been planning this.
Yeah, we finally have the technology and the programs and stuff like that to be able to actually do this stuff. We used to do this stuff back in the day. And yeah, because this is stuff we used to do all the time, but we just didn't have all the cool programs to do the things that we can actually do now.
Yeah.
And I'm working on Wild finally got Destiny 2.
God damn it. Yeah, I did. Don't judge me! Don't judge me! It burns us.
Yeah. It brought him over to the dark side.
I'm holding it in my hand right now.
Got him on our team.
And it burns us.
So you'll see a couple of things of us playing on that, stuff like that. Now I'm also going to be doing a Legend of, or even the Tale of Guardian Sunray, Bringing Back the Light, where I'm playing the actual campaign itself, single player, and I'll be voicing my own Guardian and stuff like that, because for some stupid reason they decided to just make, you mute.
There were quiet protagonists, like, back in the day. Yeah, so we can do that. I'm excited to play the game. I bought it because, I bought Destiny 2 because, I'm tired of not having no one to play with, play video games. No one loves me. We'll probably have some videos in the future. So moving on, there's a Comic-Con coming to a town near us.
February 3rd, 2018. Comic-Con, Kings County, California. It's the Hanford Visalia area. I know for a fact that Wild, myself, and several of the other nerds in our little community, we will be there. I know Wild and I have been talking a bit about doing some interviews while we're there.
Well, interviews, we're going to have people dressed up. We're going to have people there for pictures, and it's going to be a good time. If things go as planned, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, don't misconstrue us. We're not having a booth.
Yeah, we're just going to be attending. Like I said, February 3rd, 2018.
Expect us there. I know it's a few months from now, but we're going to go ahead and tell you guys, if you guys are in this area, definitely come check us out. If you want to do an interview with us, let us know. We'll go from there. And finally, this last week, we lost kind of a porn legend.
And he passed on Hump Day of all days.
So we'll give a nerd moment of silence for Hugh Hefner, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's enough.
All boners everywhere are half-mast.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right into the topic. Basically, we're talking about tech in general that was in movies that now is something that we take advantage of every day. Like a good example was the opening with cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Cell phones, you can do video chat and video, Matt, you remember the old 80s movies? And this is what got me thinking. The old 80s movies where they did video chat and you thought that was amazing. Like, oh, that's never going to happen. I remember watching like those old 80s sci-fi movies, like, oh, we're not going to live through that. And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, you've got, even just when cell phones first came out, it was pretty cool. And then I remember when the flip phones came out because people wanted the Star Trek communicator. So people made flip phone.
And the flip phones are cool. I mean,
what I love is, you even have like the old school, like where they had like the watches that had like, where they communicate with that, or they could phone, not necessarily phones, but like the wristwatches that they would be able to bring up information on and stuff like that. And, we can do that with our cell phones, or even how like think about it, like Inspector Gadget with Penny. And she had that book, and it was basically a computer. And we've got fucking the laptops, just in the tablets, the converting tablets. It's kind of the same thing now.
I actually bring tablets more with like Star Trek Next Generation, because they were always holding those little tablet-like things and putting information into them, right?
Yep.
That's what reminds me of it. And you look at that, and you look at tablets nowadays. I mean, it's almost, you put them side by side, you're like, oh, that's the same fucking thing, more or less.
I was just at a restaurant today, and the waitress, she didn't have what do you call it, a regular pen and paper notebook. She had this little thing that slipped. It like had these like two little ring things that she slipped on. It was this little tiny tablet, and she was punching in the order on that. And that went to the kitchen, and then I had a thing on my table there, and I was able to actually see the order that's on there and order more drinks and all kinds of stuff. It's like, what the fuck? What a time to be alive.
What a time to live.
Order from your table and play games and add those games to your tab.
Video poker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flat screen TVs.
Yes.
You can't look at a monitor from Star Trek or some of the older sci-fi movies and go, wow, that didn't come from that.
And now with the whole flexiglass, where they're using it to bend the TVs, and you can, put it on T-shirts now and things like that. So it's like, wow, it's about as, it's thinner than a pane of glass.
We can even say virtual reality, because virtual reality started off as a concept on television as well.
Yeah, and I mean, sure, it doesn't look as good as it does on the TV shows and or in the movies or anything like that. But the fact is that we actually have it, and we have it accessible. That for a gaming system, for something that's just luxury. You can go out into Best Buy or a GameStop or a mom and pop store that that has them, and you can buy a virtual reality fucking headset for both your PlayStation and your phone.
Your phone.
Yeah, your freaking phone. Pretty amazing. I mean, I remember when touchscreen had first come out, and it was a piece of shit. I remember thinking, well, that's a nice little novelty.
Well,
but
sometimes things come out before their time, and it's just not ready. It's just not.
Yeah.
The technology just isn't there.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla could attest to all of that.
Yes. When cell phones first came out, the technology was there. Now we can connect to the internet on them. We can do GPS.
Yeah, freaking GPS. I mean, to be able to put in a coordinate and look it up. That has always been a sci-fi thing too. Be able to get aerial photos and real time looks of things.
Google Earth.
Take Star Trek, for instance. The medical technology that they had, back when Star Trek first came out, with the portable medical devices, such as like the X-ray or the CAT scan, stuff like that. In the medical field, we didn't really have that stuff. It was just a concept that somebody made up for a sci-fi show, and now it's in every medical facility you can think of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a freaking MRI machine. I mean, it's basically a giant tricorder at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are people who are actively trying to make tricorders like that will resonate, in a building type thing, so you can get a layout of a building by stepping into it, and it'll ping off different sources and things like that. I mean, people are actually actively, looking into this stuff. We've had remote control airplanes for a long time, but drones.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's
also
drones
is one of
drones
them.
is a good example because sci-fi. There was drones on sci-fi for years.
Mm-hmm.
Send out the drones.
Yeah.
So that's a very good example.
Well, the same. The first time that you ever saw any sort of GPS was Star Trek, when they would be beamed down to, a random planet. And boom, they pull up their communicator and they can see where they need to go on that planet.
Yeah, that's
and now we have GPS on everything.
Lasers.
Lasers.
And I'm not,
definitely have to cover lasers.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about, just the type of cool, God, I wish I had a phaser type laser. No, I mean like an actual laser, like the lasers itself, the lamp, the whole, ability to heat something up and point it. I mean, even if it's not necessarily, weapon grade at this time, which there are some out there, the fact that we have lasers are so powerful that you can line up a thing of balloons, turn it on, and it'll pop all the way through them and then burn a mark in your wall.
Any sci-fi show would, where you can talk to the computer, right? Alexa, tell me you love me. She's playing hard to get.
She doesn't love you. No one does. Well.
See,
There we go.
She loves me. She's just playing hard to get. Sometimes you got to tickle her butthole.
Cortana. We've got the Apple voice, Siri.
Yeah. And you got Google. Everything. It's all. We didn't even get into AIs. AIs are a thing. I mean, they're not as powerful as they are on TVs and video games, but they are a thing. And AIs is definitely something that is sci-fi. Let's talk about things we'd like to see become real tech.
Quantum computing, and it's on its way. Finally starting to get more and more likely that it's gonna be something that can happen in our lifetime. Yeah, I mean the fact that we're getting that close is awesome.
As far as like things I would like to see become real, like quantum computing is a great example. What about the transporters?
See, that I don't know. There's a lot. Well,
it's
as long as it
scary
doesn't happen. Yeah, as long as it doesn't happen the way theoretically can.
Because the transporter is more or less a death machine. It's literally a suicide booth where you go in and a clone comes out, more or less.
Right. Yeah, and it's just a reproduction of you. Yeah, that's how O'Brien always got his revenge.
Yes, he's like, fuck you. But I would like to see something like that, because imagine like I'm gonna go to Ireland and I'm gonna have a vacation in Ireland. Bling, I'm in Ireland.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. Or like, bling, I'm gonna go visit Sunrise, or that kind of thing. I mean, it's just as difficult as a walk across the street. What about you, Grizz? Do you have any ideas for what would you like to see that's sci-fi tech that would be real?
Well, they're already starting to come out with it. So, the AI, sex dolls. They're already starting to come out with those. I mean, will I ever be able to afford one? Probably not. But they're there.
Oh yeah, that's a thing now. That sex doll thing is becoming a reality.
Yep.
So be prepared. You can make one like around your favorite anime chick. Oh god.
I know it's on the top of Wild's wish list.
Get one that looks like Padme.
Now, are we talking the one right before she died, or like the
even after
preteen after she
died? I don't give a fuck.
The Tesla car, it drives by itself.
Oh fuck yeah, the Tesla car.
I mean, there was from Judge Dredd. Those cars drove by themselves, and then you've got. What is it? The Ford that will parallel park for you.
Okay, so a couple of things. Instant messaging, that used to be a sci-fi thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, instant messaging was something that we didn't used to have, but now we do. Star Trek's replicator. I mean, we've got 3D printers now, and here's the cool thing about that. There are actually technologies out there taking the 3D printer and making it so that it is building organs in a human synthetic liquid and using different types of chemicals and recycled cells and things like that to actually make organs.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
cool.
freaking awesome.
That is
I
cool.
can't get my cheeseburger that way just yet, but
A 3D printer is a great example. Is a super good example. People make all sorts of cool things. I watched someone do an R2D2 remake, like a large reconstructed R2D2 just out of 3D printing. You know what? Video games.
actually, yeah, video games themselves. I mean, especially with how great they've gotten. I mean, like we were saying even before, Star Trek, was the one who pretty much started the whole thing with the iPads and stuff like that. And now we've got that. You can sit there and be working on it. You can take payment on it now, and the fact that we actually have that. And another one was their virtual display, Google Glass. Freaking heads-up display. For virtual reality and stuff like that. Well, augmented reality. It's pretty cool. There's actually something now that is like a medical tricorder. It's called a Scanadu Scout.
A Scanadu?
Yeah, it's a Scanadu.
Why didn't they just call it a medical tricorder? That'd have been cooler.
Yeah, you put it against your temple, and it will give you your blood pressure, your temperature, your heart rate, your respiration, everything.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
That is pretty badass.
And you have like the Star Wars speeder bikes. We have hover bikes now.
Yeah, we do, kind of more or less.
Yeah, it's like a giant fan that you're on and stuff like that. But that still, and then like Minority Report with the Air Touch display with the heads up. That technology is out. It's in prototype, but basically what it does is it makes a display in front of you and it projects it out. And you're the only one that can really see it. And what you can do is you reach up and you actually interact with it, and the glass knows where your finger is.
That's true.
Yeah, and we also have interactive holograms now, so the fucking holodeck is on the way.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm waiting for is the holodeck. Who needs interactive sex dolls when you have a holodeck? That's all I'm saying.
How far all that's come on. It's literally called it's a femtosecond laser. So a femtosecond is a quadrillionth of 1 second, and the laser transmits bursts that last 30 to 270 femtoseconds. It's emitted by plasma, and that's created when the laser focuses energy ionizes the air. So this could also theoretically start the basis for lightsabers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the whole, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope with Leia standing, with that. That is on its way too.
The miniature.
The holograms and stuff like that.
Yeah, coming out of a robot. That's cool.
Face scanning. Like when people would walk by and it would like highlight all this stuff on the face and be like, "Oh, that's the guy you're looking for."
Yeah.
Well, we fucking have that now. I mean, Facebook is the leading industry, industry leader on all that
Well, it's
shit.
on all your phones too. Everyone has it.
Yeah.
This is all technology that is open. Basically everyone has it. Face recognition technology, and you're right. Facebook did start all that. That is very sci-fi.
Fucking Roomba, like the Jetsons
Roomba,
robot
yes.
vacuum. We have a Roomba.
We do. We have something that picks up our. And honestly, we could even say that's like a mouse droid.
Or or even how they're used. They getting fake tans by laying underneath a lamp. We have tanning beds. Or how about the fact that everything's pretty much becoming wireless? I mean, that alone, literally, just beaming stuff through the air and having access to anything at any time. Just like the freaking phone and stuff like that. It's you have more access to more technology and more information in your hand than any point previously in human history, and you use it probably to order a pizza, prove someone wrong, and look at pictures of cats.
Or porn.
Mostly porn.
Or check your Facebook. Mostly people do it on the toilet. I'm gonna go take a shit. I'm gonna look at my Facebook page.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Dick Tracy watches, are out now with, the Apple watches, the iWatch or whatever the hell it's called, and
the Fitbits.
Yeah, the Fitbits, and which is again kind of like a tricorder. Think about this too. You have like the artificial arms for Star Wars and stuff like that. That exists now, and like there's not a whole bunch of wires to hook up into people. They put it on, and through electrical pulses and stuff like that, there's like these two connectors. Yeah, and it receives that information. And so they literally just kind of put it on right where you, like, let's say you're amputated at the elbow. Mm-hmm. You can put that on, and as your brain is telling your arm to do things that it would normally do, this interprets those signals and goes, oh, I'm supposed to raise up this way, bend at the elbow, and turn my wrist and click my fingers. And it will do that.
That is some next-gen shit.
Yeah, because remember before you couldn't do that. You would be, you'd have a fake one, or you'd have to have like stuff, connected inside of you and things like that. But now, no, it's literally brain powered.
How much longer till we do have, artificial hearts, which we kind of do now, more or less?
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah. We've got
artificial organic hearts. How about that?
Right.
How much longer do we have a replicated heart, replicated leg, like, oh I lost my eye, in a bad sex accident, and I need to get it replaced, and bling, they just fucking grow it back. We're not that far off. I mean, the next big technology is right around the corner.
Yeah, and I think I want to see the next big thing coming through is people be able to put in some of their own DNA into like a machine, and it makes a new heart for them or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would just be badass.
Or those people who can't have children but really want children. Bam, there you go. You can just sperm into a freaking test tube. And then they just grow a baby out of the test tube.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Well, fine. Put the test tube in a vagina.
Another one that's always on freaking sci-fi. Universal translators.
Oh yeah, that's literally a thing these days.
There's literally a voice translator out there that will understand and translate 71 different languages. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is so freaking cool. You literally don't have to look stuff up and try to pronounce it anymore. You literally say it into your phone and hold it to the person, and it will tell them what you said.
Yeah, I've watched a video on that a few weeks back. But I mean, there's a lot of cool tech that's come out that we used to think. I mean, come on, rocket ships, the space program. We used to think back in the day we never would see the moon.
That's true.
Yeah, we haven't made first contact or fucked with a Borg yet, but give that time.
But yeah, hypo spray is actually becoming available. Mm-hmm. MIT created it. It basically delivers the drug through the skin at the speed up to 340 meters per second. That's under a millisecond. There's a device that they're using in Iraq right now called the Dazzler, which is a direct energy weapon. It sends pulses of electromagnetic radiation, so basically a bunch of EMP towards somebody, and it fucks them up like a phaser on stun.
I want a phaser, damn it.
Heck yeah.
But I want to get one to disintegrate some motherfucker. I want to get watch that bitch just. We can. The sky's the limit when it comes to stuff like that. We've gone over a lot of stuff. I think one of the biggest achievements we've made, I think, as far as sci-fi technology to real technology, is the semi AI that we have now. So yeah, we can qualify.
It's getting there. Right now, it's more like simulated intelligence more than actual artificial intelligence. But it's getting there, and there's been a lot of advancement towards it and stuff like that. A lot of what is coming out now, and I'm hoping we're going to start seeing it implemented a little bit more, is artificial life, where it, instead of using a script to tell it, okay, move here, do this, now do that, it's a bunch of if-then switches, basically what it is, and it much more realistically mimics how things move and interact with an environment. You can look it up, and it's pretty badass. Now, some stuff we don't need to be able to see, like Cybermen, like killer robots, basically. Yeah. We don't be needing that. Not just yet. And
we don't need Skynet, guys.
Yeah, no, there's some weird stuff out there which is kind of getting there. Like that one. Let me find out what the name of it. It mimics a cheetah, basically.
Huh.
And it can run really fast. It can. Hitachi. Yeah, it's the Wildcat by Boston Dynamics. Okay. Look it up. It's an MIT robotic cheetah, basically. And this thing, if you kick it, it will stagger its footing like as if you kicked a four-legged animal, it'll move like that and stabilize itself and then start walking again.
Huh.
and it can run really, really fast.
Why? That's my question.
Because at some point they're going to put a machine gun in it, I'm sure.
It's like Horizon Zero Dawn, because they played that game way too much, and they're like, oh yeah, we need a robot cheetah.
Hell yeah.
What'll make my life complete? A robot fucking cheetah. That's right. My dog got lost. Go sick 'em, boy.
Hell yeah. It'd be like Pokemon, but like more explosions and fire.
I would like to see that kind of fucking technology. I want
Pokemon
to
directed by
imprison
Michael
an
Bay.
animal.
Yeah.
I want to imprison an animal in a small ball that shouldn't be able to imprison it in. I would hate to be the test subject for that, because it'd be like, okay, today we're gonna try and catch this small dog, and they're like, small dog, I choose you, and it's all it gets all fucking squished.
How about books that aren't actually books? You know, you've got
digital books.
Digital books. I mean, we've got Kindles, the Fire.
The AI can read it to you as well. I mean,
yeah, and it can be read to you and stuff like that. Or the digital photography,
being able to zoom in on people.
Yep,
that there is definitely is a sci-fi situation.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you can sit there, you can take a picture and you can review it instantly. You know, they used to do shit like that on the site, for sci-fi and stuff like that, and. Some of the things they got wrong, though, with the old school stuff, when they were trying to predict the future or like future tech. Yeah. Nowadays, you see, kids everywhere with their own cell phone or a laptop and stuff like that, or even a tablet, and you never saw any of that. They had some cool technology that we still don't have just yet in those old shows and the movies. Like but that's one thing they definitely, But that's one thing they definitely missed out on. Was the portability of all the technology and how much access everybody's going to have to it all the time.
You know what I'm upset that we don't have?
What?
Flying cars.
Most of the assholes out there can't even stop at a fucking red light. And then they're doing 25.
I want a flying car because I want to watch these motherfuckers fall out of the sky.
Yeah, on your house? Oh, actually, that's another thing they've been working on. Cold plasma shielding. And they've been making some pretty good progress on that as well, to be able to have actual shields.
Nuclear technology could very well be put into that category as far as sci-fi goes.
You really think about it, a submarine.
Yeah, submarine itself.
Submarine was first seen in, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yep. Mm-hmm. If you can dream it, you can do it.
Yeah, because seriously, there's most of the stuff we have now, or it comes from things like Star Trek and Star Wars, and and even to some extent things like on The Outer Limits and Twilight Zone, and just shows like that where people have gone, I want that. Why don't we have that?
Yeah.
And making it. I mean, freaking 3D printers alone. That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be sitting there like, oh, God, I've got 6 forks. Some people just showed up. Well, here, let me print a fork.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Oh, I need a spatula. You print yourself a fucking spatula. But let's say, for some reason, your speaker, gets broken. But everything else about it is okay. All the electronics, everything like that. But the back of your speaker is broken. You can print it. You just reprint it and screw it back in.
Well, I've seen that they've done like limbs for dogs and stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from a 3D printer. Yeah, now make it so I can do a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I want to be able to order my favorite pizza off of 3D off of 3D printer.
Yeah, that's another thing I just remembered with the Jetsons. They used to have like that little order machine type thing, and you push. Well, we have things set up now. You can do that. You can go on to Pizza Hut, and without ever calling them,
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. You can order whatever you want.
Online ordering. Yep.
Yeah, online ordering. I mean, that's actually a really good segue into the biggest thing that we have now that was always a sci-fi dream: the internet itself.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Everyone around the world being able to connect to each other and talk to each other like that.
Yeah, instant access to the information. Being able to put things on, take things off. Being no matter where you are, getting access to that. If you're not sure if you're allergic to something, you can look it up. What are the side effects? How many people are allergic to it? How many calories are in this food? There are things that you can do on your phone because of the internet where you can take a picture of the food and your fucking phone will pull information off the internet and give you the information for that food.
Yep. Recipes, online gaming, everything.
I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a store and I've gone, oh, they've got this here. Oh, I wonder. Taken my phone, scanned it, and checked to see if somebody had it cheaper.
Yeah.
That is insane. You don't even think about it anymore because it's so commonplace.
Yes.
But this was 1985. You'd be shitting yourself.
People would think you're like some sort of god and shit.
Yeah, you can literally, thanks to your phone and thanks to the internet, want to make a point about something, pull it up, and you can have your phone read it straight off to somebody.
How many times has someone like, and I know all three of us done this with other people, how many times have we been like, okay, I'm right about this, and then so right as soon as because they're like, oh no, you're not, it's something else, and as soon as they say that, they pull their phone out and look it up.
Yes.
You can fact check with your phone. It's beautiful.
The other day, my brother sends me this video and he says, oh, here, this is for the gender reveal for my sister. They were finding, we already knew that she was having a girl.
Yeah.
She just didn't know, and sent me a video of them shooting tannerite with at about 100 yards with a rifle, and it exploded into this big pink poof. She is 6 hours away from me. P-Rock is about 4 hours, and yet something that happened earlier in the day was recorded and sent to me. You tell me that's not science fiction. It wasn't science fiction for a long time.
Well, social media in general.
It's social media. Twitter, Facebook, MySpace.
And then on the topic of the phones or even certain computers or tablets, the touch screen.
Yeah, the touch screen itself.
I remember when the 3DS came out, I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, and then I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it actually worked.
It actually worked well. Because everything else that tried to do a touchscreen, you had to touch it 12 times for it to work. Okay.
Yeah, or you would touch the screen and it would be so far off that it was nowhere near where you were pressing, and you had to be real slow and touch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they work off of heat sensitives and stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. There's a jack not too far from me where I can walk in, and if they're busy, I don't even have to talk to anybody. There's a machine there that I punch in my order, and they will call my name.
USB ports.
The USB itself.
Look at R2D2.
Yep. I was going to say, be able to click right into every computer.
Click right into whatever. You can just... USB ports are an amazing... And it's funny because they went through their own transition. They went through USB 1.0. And
I've got 3.0, and it's fast.
Look at CDs.
Yeah.
CDs are definitely very sci-fi.
Oh, God, yeah.
Being able to carry... But when they first came out and replaced, of course, the floppy disk...
Yep.
The amount of information they carried was unheard of.
Oh yeah.
Now you got terabyte.
850 megabytes. Woo. Shit. Now on my on people's keychains, they have a thumb drive that can hold 200 gigs of information.
Yep.
And at any point, they can walk up to a computer and plug that in and get access to that information or put information on there. Again, that was sci-fi for a long time. Having this little tiny device that you would plug into the computer, it's just like, oh yeah, that'll ever happen.
Yeah. And here we are doing it,
And we're doing it. How do you think I get videos from my PS4 to my PC? Click, download, click, upload. And again, you don't think about it. Yeah, if somebody in the 90s saw you doing that, they'd shit themselves.
Yeah, we live in a very amazing time. We live in a time where sci-fi is becoming a reality. And
if someone rings a doorbell, you can look at your phone and see who the fuck is outside.
Well, look at cameras. You can look at your phone, security cameras and such.
Yep.
You can look at your phone and see who's at your front door. You know, it's so awesome.
There's the new Apple iPhone, the iPhone X has come out. You use your face to unlock it and authenticate it.
facial recognition.
I mean, all those times where you would see, like, on sci-fi and stuff like that, and, like, Mission Impossible, where they'd walk up and scan their retinas and stuff like that. It's like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. Oh, fuck that. I'm just going to look at my phone. Boom, it pops open. Oh, you want to use my phone? Sorry, you can't.
You stole my phone? Sorry, it's locked for you, bitch. Go it. You know what? No, just fucking scan your penis. No one will think to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
No one will be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to see if my penis looks like his penis.
Just don't make sure it's not a cold day when you try to unlock it the next time.
True.
Just make sure you're not in a relationship with anybody by the name of Lorena Bobbitt.
That's right. And we've got to touch base on this just because of how fucking cool it is. The fact that I can take a swab in the inside of someone's mouth or a drop of their blood and prove they're them, and know who that blood belongs to because of the discovery of DNA. A lot of the sci-fi stuff like that would be able to go in there and be able to recreate. It's like, this belonged to so and so. This is what happened. We can do that now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We can actually do that. We can actually go, oh well, yeah, you were definitely here because that's your blood. We know it's not the same blood type. No, that is your blood. I mean, we've cloned animals.
No, we've come a long way, and it's going to be interesting to see where we go in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
You know, I would like to see holodecks. Come on, guys. Like, I would definitely like to go into a holodeck as an old man when I can't take care of myself, you know, and be like, okay, hey, show me your titties, holographic Britney Spears.
And here I was just thinking, like, better video games.
Yo, better video games is cool too, but you know, I'm gonna be a dirty old man, so. I'll be like,
I want interactive holograms. I want more interactive holograms.
I'll be like, okay, holographic Britney Spears, MIC, KEY.
Well, I mean, we're already not that far off because you got the Oculus Rift porn.
Oh, yeah,
that's true.
That is a thing, and then I think. Someone had mentioned, I think it was you, Grizz, that, they are making those sex dolls.
Yeah, now give me my robot butler. The Roomba.
Well, we did talk about the Roomba a
yeah.
little bit. But the Roomba is definitely a good example because, you know, that's great for people who just don't want to fucking ever do any vacuuming on their own yard carpet. Like, go to it, robot slave!
Yep.
You know?
And now if it'll just empty itself.
Yes.
Yep.
Or if it goes over like a dog turd.
Yeah.
It just spreads it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Fuck. Let us know what you think. Did we miss anything? Because I'm sure there's a shit ton of stuff we missed. Again, you guys can join us on the podcast Discord. Just get a hold of me and get a hold of Grizzly on Twitter because now Grizzly is the Twitter guy.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guest, let us know. We'll go from there as well. If you want to interview, same thing. Just let us know, guys. Anyway, guys, anything you guys want to say?
No, just stay sexy.
Oh, definitely. Always stay sexy.
Yeah, and if I'm suddenly not here one of the podcasts, one of two things happened. I'm either hunting, and I had for my depredation tag, or the new nerd arrived. So
yeah, as in his munchkin will be born.
Yeah.
But and I guess I should mention this. Next week there will not be a podcast.
Yes.
Next week I got to be out of town. I got stuff I got to do, so there will not be a podcast next week. Dun dun dun. But we'll be back the week after that, easy peasy. So
that's right. So stay sexy, nerds.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Stay sexy.
Yeah. Stay sexy for 2 weeks.